What's going on and welcome back. So I did a live stream the other day for the DSS 2000 horsepower half shafts for Project Stepchild. I did only get the passenger side done. If you haven't seen that, I have actually left that up and I'll put a card up for that. But today we're going to start on the driver side and try to get this knocked out. I'm not going to do a full installation video. There are installation videos out there, but I do want to hit, any problems that I run into or any issues like that, or anything I might see to make things easier. So I am going to kind of follow the Ford performance instructions for their axles and kind of go along with their guidelines. But let's get started on this and let's see how it goes. I'm going to try on this one. I'm going to try to remove the entire caliper. This is the caliper and this is the bracket. I'm going to try to remove all that. I didn't do it on the other side because it's an awkward position getting in there, and I think I couldn't find the correct wrench at the time. But I'm going to try to take it off this time to try to get the rotor and everything out of the way. So hopefully that will ease this, but we'll see. But we're going to get started taking this apart, and I will show you what all bolts I took out, and then we'll see how it goes on getting this axle out. All right, so I started taking apart or loosening up the bolts for the brake caliper, the emergency brake cable, and the speed sensor, ABS sensor over there. And then I proceeded to use this socket and extension to tap on the axle shaft. Now what I did was I took the old spindle nut, put it on there, and this socket actually fits on it pretty well. So that way I don't damage, hopefully don't damage the axle itself, the threads and whatnot, which I haven't, because I'm able to put the nut on and take it off easily. But I wanted to show you guys something. I was tapping it and it wasn't moving. So I had a little idea. I did spray some WD-40 in there, but I had an idea, and that involved the heat gun. So what I did is I put it on low, put the heat gun on low, and just kind of let it run, making circular motions around the inside of this hub here to kind of heat that up, so hopefully it would let go of the splines of the axle. And voila, if you can see in there, God, this is kind of bad, hard to get you in there, but if you can see, the axle has moved back. So a little bit of success there. Just wanted to share that little tidbit of information. That worked really well. So apply a little bit of heat. On my heat gun, it's got 2 speeds, so I just used the low speed, low heat. Applied some heat to it. WD-40'd it before that and tapped on it, and she slid right out. So she's not all the way out, but we're going to start taking apart those stuff. I'm going to take the caliper off, because now I can take the emergency brake off, so we can take that off and then start disassembling some other parts. So anyway, let's get back to it. All right, so as you can see, I went ahead and took the whole knuckle off. It's sitting right there. Went ahead and took it off. I was going to try to, just kind of loosen these. I didn't want to loosen these, but it wasn't moving if I didn't. So I was going to try to loosen them up and just kind of push down on the knuckle, but that was going to be kind of a pain. I've seen other people do it that way, but I was like, I'm not going to do it that way. Just take the knuckle off, get it out of the way. That way, the half shaft, there's nothing in the way of it. I should be able to just pull it out, hopefully. I'm going to try to just yank it out of there, I guess. Hopefully it comes out nicely. Now, what I was thinking, since the heat trick worked, really well for, this end of the shaft, I'm thinking I might heat up the inside the differential. From what I understand, the driver's side is more of a pain than the passenger side, but the passenger side kicked my butt. I ain't gonna lie to you. So we'll see how this comes out, and I'll probably try to, you know, put the new half shaft in, see how well it slides in. I've heard it's a very tight fit. So if it is, I'm gonna heat up the differential. I should be able to get the heat gun up in there, hold it in there, and heat it up really well inside there, and you know, see if that will help to slide the new one in. If that works, or if I don't need that, I will definitely be right back to let you guys know. But I wanted to show you where I'm at. So you got to disconnect. This is your camber link. This everybody's calling the lower control arm, so that's what I'll call it. Down there is actually your toe link, and the sway bar end link right here. Left that attached, and then you have your vertical link there, which I just completely took that off. That sits right in here, and that's that. So let's get going. Let's see if I can get this axle out of here. Hopefully it'll pull right out. We'll be back. All right, so I switched cameras, and I'm gonna try to get you guys a shot of me installing this axle. So let's see. But I wanted to see if we could hear the actual click, because you're supposed to hear it click in. There is a ring on the splines, at the end of the splines. Let me see. I don't know if I can get that on camera where you guys can see it, but there is a ring. Hopefully you can see it. You can see the ring that goes around here. That is supposed to clip in. So let's give this a shot. Let's see if we can get it in here, and without knocking the caliper off or anything like that. So it helps if you have somebody to help you out, because you got to get past this upper camber arm without messing up this boot. Let's see if I can guide it in. A hard time seeing where it's supposed to go in. Okay, we're started into the differential. Haven't hit the splines yet. Let's see. Okay, I think we're in the spline, so let's see if we can get this to click. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to. Well, I didn't hear a click. Figures. But it's in. I didn't hear a click. So one way to tell is to see if you can pull it out. So let's see if we can check it out. Let's see if it's actually in there. So first, let's take a look, see how far in we are. Now this side, it looks to be in almost as far as the passenger side. It's kind of hard to see with the exhaust in the way. That does suck. We could go in a little further, but we're sitting right about the same. So one way they said to tell is to see if you can pull it back out. So let's try that. See if we can pull it out by hand. So if you can pull it out by hand, it didn't seat. So let's give that a shot. Let's see if it pulls out. So I've extended the joint, I pulled the shaft towards me, and it's got some movement there in and out. So I'm not going to yank on it because I'm not trying to pull it back out. But they say if you can pull on it by hand, which I'm doing, I'm trying to put a fair amount of force, and it's not moving. So I think we're in. I think we're good. So just like the passenger side, I didn't hear a click. Didn't really feel it, but I mean, it's in. It went all the way in. So driver's side, no problem. The fear that I had was that I was told the driver's side is usually, you know, a tighter fit, but not the case on mine. So, you know, I don't know. These are the 2,000 horsepower axles. These are the redesigned ones, the ones without the bolts. So maybe they changed something. But anyway, she's in. So, man, let's get it back together. All right, so I wanted to cover something real quick. The Ford Racing instructions with their axles, they say to put some anti-seize on these splines where they go through the spindle. So I didn't go crazy with it, but I did want to make sure that every spline's got some anti-seize on it. I did do this on the other side, and I think that really did help when inserting that spline into the spindle. And I did clean up inside the spindle just like I did the other side. Sprayed it down with some brake cleaner, run a brush through there, cleaned out those splines, and it's much better than what it was. So here we go. We're going to put the knuckle and spindle assembly back on. I'm going to run the bolts through. I may continue this tomorrow. We'll see, because the wife is on the way home. So we may just finish this up tomorrow. But we have made some awesome progress, and this has not taken near as long as the passenger side. So but anyway, let's get this knuckle up there and at least get that far, get some bolts in to hold it up, and we'll continue with it. All right, so I got the knuckle and spindle assembly back up and on the car. The axle is through there, as you can see there. None of the bolts are tight. I'm going to call it a night actually tonight because I want to relax. And then we'll finish it up tomorrow. But man, this side went so much easier than the passenger side. It's unbelievable. If the passenger side would have went like this, I mean, I probably could have done both sides the same day. But anyway, thank goodness, man. I was kind of stressing about this one, but we are on the home stretch now. And all we're doing now is going through the instructions, the Ford Racing instructions, and putting Loctite where necessary on these bolts, tighten them up in sequence or according to the instructions, obviously with the suspension up, with a load on it, so to speak. And we'll get it all tightened up, put back together, get the brakes back on there, and call it a day. And I think I'm going to test drive it. I really need to test drive this car. I haven't even driven it with the new seats in it yet. But anyway, we'll test drive it tomorrow too, hopefully. But that's where we are. success, I would say, on this side. Very much a successful, probably not even a couple hours, maybe hour and a half, something like that. But anyway, for me, it'll be tomorrow, but for you guys, it'll be in just a split second, and we'll be back at it. All right, so we are headed down the road. Got the axles fully installed, and we're taking it for a cruise to see if there's any weird noise, vibration, or anything. And so far, so good. It's been a while since I've driven this car, so it feels weird. And then, especially since I have the new seats in it, it's definitely a weird feeling. So, but we'll see how it goes here. We're gonna drive for a little bit, get a little bit of gas. Do need some gas, and kind of cruise around and see how it goes here. But yeah, like I said, no weird noises, no vibrations or anything. So I think the install went well. And this is really different sitting in the seat. I mean, I feel like I can't go anywhere. I am locked in this thing. Alright, so we got a little gas and we're heading back to the house. The car seems to be doing great. Once again, no excess like vibrations, noise, nothing like that. Car is smooth. Loving it. So now we've got some high horsepower half shafts in the car. I don't have to worry about those, hopefully. And then we've got the transmission, the clutch. We've got a lot to do still, so stay tuned for way more content on Project Stepchild.